guys, so for today's video I have a story time for you guys, and this one is really good. It's on the time that I got suspended from school because I am a terrible child. Just kidding, I was actually a very good child, so this was very traumatizing to me. So anyways, the story starts off when I was in 7th grade, and in 7th grade, my school had recently burned down in 6th grade, and so I was going to another middle school that was just very, very sketchy. It just had a lot of, I don't know, crime going on, which is weird for a middle school, and there was just always stuff going on. I got so much stuff stolen. There was always I think there was one point where a man came into the school threatening people with a knife, and we were on lockdown for 3 hours, which could be another story time, I don't know. So I was in 7th grade and I was in my math class. So in 7th grade, basically what we learned about is just basic 7th grade algebra, and we had a lot of free time because, I don't know, it was just not really that hard. And so I was sitting next to this kid and we were, I don't know, I was talking to my friend who was sitting over here, there was this random kid here, and this kid was the kind of kid that would shoot up a school. Not to be joking about that, but he literally had the personality of someone that would do that. He was just kind of weird, kind of crazy, also kind of I don't know, it was just kind of weird. And so I drew something on a piece of paper, and I don't know, I think the piece of paper went onto his desk and he got so mad that my note that I wrote, I was writing a note to my friend and I was giving it to her, and then it somehow went over to his desk as we were doing stuff, and he got so angry and literally didn't do anything. The paper touched his desk and he stabbed me in the arm with his pencil. Literally stabbed me in the arm. There was a blood coming out of my arm, and I was like, bitch. So I was very mad, and I took his pencil and I broke it, and the substitute came over and was like, so, what's going on? And I was like, he just stabbed me in the arm. And he was like, she just broke my pencil. Guess who got in more trouble? I did. So what we had at this school, there were different steps. Step 1 was where if you were talking and stuff, the teacher was like, bitch, go to step 1, and you had to sit in the corner for 15 minutes or something until the teacher was like, okay, bitch, you can go. There was step 2, which is you have to sit in the corner for longer or something. Step 3, I think you got a demerit or whatever you get in middle school. And then step 4 was, I think, in-school suspension, or where you get taken to the office and they're like, yo, you're just a terrible child. So I got step 4, in-school suspension. And so I had to go down to the office and they called my dad, and I was just crying because I was literally a very, very good student. I was one of those straight A middle schoolers who had never gotten in trouble before, and I was just crying so hard. And they called my dad and they were like, this bitch, so she's destroying students' property, so we're going to have to do some in-school suspension for her because, she's just destructing property. And I was like, he literally stabbed me in the arm and no one was listening to me. I just feel, why? He stabbed me in the fucking arm. And then my family was like, oh, Sonia, you're so bad, Sonia, you just suck. And I was like, y'all. So I just felt very misunderstood, but it's fine. They told me I had to do in-school suspension for, I think a week, which is funny. I mean, oh my god, Sonia, you're such a terrible student, so let's deprive you of education so that you can sit in the gross classroom while people watch you. But yeah, so I had to sit in this very gross classroom. I don't know, it wasn't really a classroom, there was these weird shield things, and you just sat there, no homework, no, I didn't have a phone back then, and I wasn't allowed to bring my iPod to school, so I guess that wasn't really an issue, but you weren't allowed to do anything. You just had to sit there for literally 4 hours a day for like a week, and then yeah, it was just literally the stupidest thing ever. But this kid, there was another kid that had in-school suspension with me, and every single day he would be like, will you go out with me? And I was like, no. And he'd be like, I'm just kidding, like I don't even want to go out with you. And then I'd be like, what is this, middle school? It was. But he would also just comment on things I was wearing, like why is that skirt you're wearing so short? What do you blah blah blah. And I was, so just for a week, for like many hours, I would have to deal with that. And also we weren't allowed to talk there either, so the weird lady that was watching us from the other room kept yelling at us, and I was like, I am not doing anything, I'm just sitting here while this creepy 7th grader who's just got a boner for the first time is commenting on what I'm wearing. But yeah, after that, I went back to my regular classes, and a bunch of my teachers were like, oh, Sonia, like, I didn't see you. And I was like, yeah, I got in-school suspension. And the whole, well, not everyone, a bunch of people were like, oh, Sonia, wow, like, wow, Sonia. But yeah, so in that moment, it was the biggest, like, I feel like it was actually like the biggest regret of my life in that moment, which is like funny looking back. It is such a funny joke. Also kind of makes me mad that I got in more trouble than that kid. I don't even think he got in trouble. I think he got, I got a step 4, he got a step 3 where he got like a little demerit or whatever and didn't get to do like in-school suspension. But yeah. So moral of the story is the public education system is stupid. That is the whole moral. And yeah, sometimes the school won't listen to you if you have anything to say, even if you got stabbed in the arm with a pencil and there's blood coming out of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you guys so much for 4,000 subscribers. That is so good, and I'm like so happy that my channel is growing and that people are watching my videos because I love making videos. Hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.